Notice the Oberth Class vessel in its natural state, where it's meant to be. The 23rd century vessel somehow still exists in today's age and is still doing what it always has been. Let's pause a moment and take a listen to the innate sounds of such a creature. Fascinating. What's up, lore masters? Today's vessel breakdown is a request by someone who enjoys watching people suffer. While some have questioned if Section 31 could exist during the original series television show and movies, indeed some stating there is no evidence for it, I've always wondered if they've even watched the show of the 60s. For surely, the conception and construction of the Oberth Class vessel is proof enough that there was a secret organization working in the background constructing ships that have the sole purpose of being destroyed and causing pain. How else would you explain key officers disappearing that could have stopped the clandestine organization? Additionally, there's a really nice tie-in where we see the Religious Federation and Terrans of the 23rd century becoming atheists in the 24th. They would have surmised correctly that there can be no God in a universe where the Oberth Class not only existed, but would serve during the tensions with the Klingons, is tasked to fight the Borg at Wolf 359 and at the Battle of Sector 001, as well as being a part of the Dominion War. There's literally no way to believe in a God when the Oberth is in service, even in real life. The Oberth Class, as stated, was originally conceived in the 23rd century, and Starfleet would pretend that it had some kind of use as a science vessel. During its tenure, it would be destroyed by a Klingon bird of prey because it takes forever to raise its shields when you're dealing with an Oberth. We would then see it in the 24th century taking on a Borg cube. Many have claimed that it was being used as a sensor boat, which is exactly why we see it doing a strafing run with a Nebula-class vessel in the very first episode of DS9. On and on, this ship that was claimed to be for science would be thrown into different battle scenarios and just utterly destroyed. It would make the Miranda class look like it had the armor of a sovereign. The utilization of this ship is so silly that if we looked at real-life equivalents, that would mean that the United States military would be fielding ships from the Civil War in actual combat, and perhaps even war canoes. Even though there is no good reason to do so, the ship would still serve throughout the 24th century and even into the 25th century. This likely due to Starfleet being a bunch of racists. The ship's bridge would have 3 specialty consoles for its officers, with one being tactical, one being engineering, and one being science. There are 2 weapons fore and 1 weapon aft, which is more than it had in the 23rd century when it only had 1, so 3 times the weapons. The ship has an additional console to use its enhanced plasma manifold, which increases its auxiliary, engine, and shield power levels. Because when you're fighting something with a subsystem ratings of 50, doubling your systems from 1 to 2 will actually mean something. Its systems also have a unique sensor suite, allowing it to do a sensor analysis, causing ships to land stronger hits upon enemy vessels, or allowing it to assist in repairing subsystems of friendly vessels. I remain dubious if this actually exists, or if Starfleet just installed a button that blinks on and off to make those on the Oberth's bridge feel better. Additionally, the ship would not have any gelato machines. Officers are not able to get this ship standard. It doesn't come for free. They actually have to pay for it, which is ironic. You have to pay for this boat of death, and yet a society that is so trigger happy to make literal walking monstrosities of classic ship designs by changing their frames so much that they're indistinguishable from a different vessel, and yet this one keeps its original frame. But all of these are my thoughts. What are yours? Are you a CBS shill that thinks the Oberth is a great design, or are you a normal person that thinks equality is a worthy goal? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next Lore Reloaded.
Miller?
Liberate.